Every single day of your life, right down to the literal second, it operates on this hidden countdown.
It really does. And it's hiding in plain sight.
Right. I mean, think about it. There are 86,400 seconds in a day. And if you add those digits up, so 8 plus 6 plus 4 plus 0, you get 18.
Yep.
And 1 plus 8 equals 9.
Exactly.
And it's not just seconds. There are 1,440 minutes in a day. You did the math there, 1 plus 4 plus 4 plus 0, and again, it equals 9.
It always comes back to 9.
Always.
Yeah.
You might think time is just this, like, straight line, right? Like a conveyor belt ticking away, totally indifferent to you. But when you look closely at the math, you realize time is constantly resetting to the exact same number.
It completely shatters how we casually perceive our days.
Yeah.
We go from seeing time as just this functional, boring measurement so you aren't late for work, to realizing it might be a vital spinning gear in a massive, hidden cosmic engine.
Welcome to another deep dive. Today we have a mission. We are looking at a fascinating stack of source material that takes astrology, time, patterns, numbers, and instead of putting them into completely separate academic boxes like we usually do, it argues that they are a single unified operating system.
Yeah, that is the core thesis of the text. It argues that the universe is a geometric harmonic oscillator. Time is the measure of its cycles, astrology is the map of those macro cycles, and numbers are the actual literal language of its geometry.
Okay, let's unpack this, or actually let me pause right there. Geometric harmonic oscillator. For the listener who hasn't taken advanced physics recently, what does that actually mean in a physical sense?
Right, so think of a guitar string.
Okay.
When you pluck it, it vibrates back and forth, right? It oscillates.
Yeah.
But it doesn't just vibrate wildly. It vibrates in a harmonic, mathematically perfect pattern that creates a specific sound wave.
The specific note, yeah.
Exactly. The text is suggesting the entire universe is doing exactly that. It's a system that swings back and forth in perfect geometric patterns, generating the physical reality you and I are experiencing right now.
This is why I love this material so much, because, you might be bracing yourself for a really dense math class, but this is about a completely different way to view the structure of reality, and more importantly, how you fit into it.
For sure. But to understand this universal sentence that reality is speaking, we have to start by learning the alphabet.
Right.
And in this context, the alphabet is the numbers 0 through 9. But, and this is key, we have to completely unlearn how elementary school taught us to see them.
Because they aren't just counting blocks.
Exactly. In metaphysical math, 0 through 9 are not quantities. They aren't like 3 apples or 5 oranges. They are actual states of consciousness. They're phases of a cycle.
So let's walk through these phases, starting at the very beginning. 0. The text calls this the void.
Yeah, look at the visual shape of a 0. Wow. It's an empty circle. It represents the unmanifest, just infinite potential.
Like a blank slate.
Totally. It contains the capacity for all other numbers to exist, and yet it is entirely empty. It is the blank canvas before the painter even picks up a brush.
And then the brush hits the canvas, right? And we get the number 1, the spark of being.
Right. If 0 is the empty circle, 1 is a single point right in the center of it.
Yeah.
It's the initiating spark, raw individuality. In astrological terms, it's the sun, the center of the solar system, the ego, the core life force just pushing outward.
But a single point floating in a void is a pretty boring story.
Very boring.
You need contrast. Which brings us to 2. Duality.
2 introduces polarity. Visually, if you take one point and add another point, you naturally draw a line between them. You now have magnetic tension, a push and a pull.
Ah, I see.
If 1 is the radiating sun, 2 is the reflective moon. You have light and dark, up and down, self and other. It's literally the beginning of all relationships.
So we have a point and we have a line. But a line is still just a flat dimension.
Which is why we need 3. 3 is where geometry truly begins.
Yeah.
And the text calls this creation or synthesis.
Because it makes a triangle.
Exactly. 3 gives us the triangle. It is the first enclosed shape in the universe. You take the 2 opposites of duality and you synthesize them to create a third, totally new thing. Mind, body, and spirit.
Oh, right.
It is the child born from the mother and the father. 3 is pure, creative, forward momentum.
Okay, but pure creative momentum can get out of hand if it doesn't have a container. So next we have 4, which represents structure. 4 is the square. It's stability, earthly matter, the 4 seasons, the 4 compass directions.
Yeah, it is the solid ground beneath our feet. It's rigid.
Right, but wait. If I'm following the logic here, if things stay perfectly stable in a square, they just stagnate, right?
Nothing ever grows in a perfectly closed box.
Exactly. Which leads us to 5. And the text describes 5 as change. It says 5 represents human free will. But why does the number 5 specifically equate to free will and change?
Think about what happens when you break the rigidity of a square. 5 is the disruptor. Visually, it's the pentagram, which has historically represented the human form: a head, 2 arms, 2 legs.
Oh, wow. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, we have 5 fingers, 5 senses. 5 represents human consciousness interacting with the rigid material world of 4, making choices and shaking up the foundation so that new growth can actually happen.
So it's breaking the rules.
If 4 is a perfectly stable square room, 5 is someone blowing the door wide open. It is necessary chaos.
Yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense. But nobody wants to live in chaos forever, right? We want to clean the room back up. So we move to 6, which is harmony. And the geometry here is the hexagon. Why does a hexagon represent mending what 5 just broke?
Well, look at nature. Look at a beehive. The hexagon is the most efficient, perfectly balanced shape for packing things tightly together without wasting any space whatsoever. 6 carries the energy of the caregiver, the union, the perfect rebalancing of the chaos that 5 just caused.
But this raises a question in my mind. If 6 is perfectly balanced and harmonious in the physical world, what's left to do?
This raises an important question in the text as well, and the answer is 7, the septenary. Once the physical world is perfectly balanced by 6, the only place left to explore is the unseen.
Like the spiritual realm.
Exactly. 7 pulls away from the material plane. It goes inward. It is mysticism, introspection, and deep spiritual analysis.
Coming out of that inward spiritual phase, we hit 8. Infinity and karma. Visually, an 8 is literally a twisted loop.
The infinity symbol, yeah.
Right, it's duality, the number 2, balanced perfectly across the 0 of infinity. It's action and reaction, a sort of cosmic reset point.
Which brings us to the absolute finish line. 9. Completion. 9 is the culmination of all the energetic lessons that came before it. It's the humanitarian archetype because it contains everything. It is the final deep breath before the entire cycle wraps up and returns to the empty 0, the void.
You know, it's wild hearing it laid out like this. I mean, it sounds like we're describing human personality types, or even the literal phases of a human life, you know?
Oh, totally.
From the spark of birth to building a structured life, going through chaotic changes, finding harmony, looking inward, and finally reaching completion. It's incredibly poetic.
It is deeply poetic, but what's crucial here is that it isn't just a philosophical metaphor. There is hard, undeniable math backing this up. The text highlights a mathematical pattern with the number 9 that proves it is the literal energy of return.
Yes, the magic of the 9s. I want to try this out because when I read this, my jaw actually dropped. Mathematically, no matter what number you multiply by 9, it always reduces back to 9.
Let's test it. Pick a number.
Okay, let's do 5. 9 times 5 is 45. Add the digits. 4 plus 5, it's 9.
Pick a bigger one.
Let's do 12. 9 times 12 is 108. 1 plus 0 plus 8 is 9. It's almost creepy.
It really is.
It doesn't matter how huge the number gets. 9 just consumes it and forces it back to itself.
It forces completion.
Yeah.
And as a quick footnote that will become very important in a minute, the text also points out that any number multiplied by 3 or 6 will always reduce to a multiple of 3. The numbers 3, 6, and 9 have entirely different mathematical rules than the rest of the alphabet.
Okay, so we have our alphabet. 0 through 9 are these distinct archetypal states of being, but here is where my skepticism kicks in a bit.
Sure.
If these energies are just like swirling around in the universe, why isn't our reality just pure, unhinged chaos? How do these numbers get organized so that we actually experience a coherent world?
They need a matrix, a framework to hold them. And the text identifies that framework as the cosmic container, the number 12.
12. Why 12? Why not 10? We just talked about a base 10 alphabet of 0 through 9. It seems like 10 would be the natural container.
Well, in terms of geometry and structure, 10 is actually quite clunky. 12 is what mathematicians call a highly composite number.
Okay, meaning what?
That means it can be divided in almost every way imaginable without leaving messy fractions. You can divide 12 by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. That level of extreme divisibility makes 12 the ultimate structural scaffolding. It can absorb the wild creative energies of the other numbers and organize them into neat, harmonious divisions.
And when you step back and look at how humans measure structure, I mean, 12 is literally everywhere. Look at astrology. There are exactly 12 zodiac signs acting as the 12 core archetypes of human consciousness.
Right.
The astrological chart is divided into 12 astrological houses, which represent the different stages of earthly life. The whole sky is a 360-degree wheel sliced beautifully into 12 30-degree sections.
What's fascinating here is that it isn't just the sky. It's the rhythm of time on Earth. We have 12 months in a year. We organize our daily experience into two 12-hour cycles of AM and PM. We have 60 minutes in an hour, which is just 12 times 5. 12 is the physical floorboards of reality.
I really like how that conceptualizes it. If 0 through 9 are the actors in a play expressing all this emotion and narrative, 12 is the physical stage they perform on.
That's a great way to put it.
The stage doesn't do the acting, but without it, the actors have nowhere to stand.
Exactly. 12 locks the raw energy into a physical reality we can interact with.
But that brings us to the missing piece. We have the actors, we have the stage, but what is the power source? Because actors standing on a stage don't do much if there's no script and the lights are off. What actually drives the engine forward?
This is where we'd uncover the actual mechanics of the universe.
Here's where it gets really interesting. The text pulls in a famous quote from the inventor Nikola Tesla. He once said, "If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe." For a long time, people thought he was just being, an eccentric genius.
He wasn't being eccentric at all. He was being mathematically literal. The source text brings in vortex mathematics to explain this. In this system, numbers are split into two categories. You have the etheric, or spiritual vectors, the invisible blueprint, and then you have the physical vectors, the bricks that actually build the material world.
The physical vectors are the numbers 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, and 5. And I want to walk through this because this requires visualizing some math, but it is totally worth it. Let's look at the physical doubling sequence. This is the math that governs literally how cells divide in our bodies, how computer memory works, how music octaves are structured.
Right, think of a single embryo dividing. You start with one cell, it doubles to 2, 2 doubles to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32, 32 to 64, and so on, just infinitely growing.
Wait, slow down. I get cell division, but you said the physical vectors are 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, and 5. How does the number 7 fit into a doubling sequence? 4 doubled is 8, 8 doubled is 16.
Ah. We have to apply the same rule we used with the 9s earlier. We reduce those larger numbers down to a single digital root to see their underlying energy. So let's trace it again. 1, 2, 4, and 8 are already single digits.
Okay, then we hit 16. 1 plus 6 is 7.
Next is 32. 3 plus 2 is 5.
64. 6 plus 4 is 10. And 1 plus 0 is 1.
Let's do one more just to prove it. 64 doubled is 128. 1 plus 2 plus 8 is 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. We are right back to 2.
Oh, wow, I see it. It creates a closed loop. The math of physical growth in our universe just loops forever. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. Over and over again.
The physical world is literally trapped in an infinite oscillation of growth and decay. But look at what is entirely missing from that sequence.
3, 6, and 9. They don't exist in the physical decay cycle of matter.
They are completely outside the physical loop. The text argues that 3, 6, and 9 form the etheric backbone of reality. They govern the physical world without getting stuck inside it. And here's the kicker. If you add up the numbers of that physical loop, 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 7 plus 5, you get 27, and 2 plus 7 equals 9. The entire physical world of matter is mathematically enclosed by the energy of 9.
So what are the specific jobs of 3, 6, and 9 in this engine?
3 is the oscillator. It's the dynamic energy that swings the pendulum. 6 is the regulator. It acts as the magnetic force that holds that physical 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5 loop together, ensuring it doesn't fly apart.
And 9.
9 is the singularity. It is pure spirit. As we proved earlier, anytime you add 9 to any number, it returns to itself. Take 4. 4 plus 9 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. 9 doesn't change the essence of a number. It completes it. It forces a return to the true self. It is the universal reset button.
Okay, all this math is objectively fascinating, but let's bring it out of the textbook and back down to Earth. How does this abstract geometry actually map onto my lived experience? Like, how does this connect back to the sky and time?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the sky above you is literally a geometric grid powered by 3, 6, and 9. Let's look at the major astrological aspects, the angles that planets make with each other, that astrologers say dictate our lives. Every single one of them reduces to 3, 6, or 9.
Right. A nextile is an angle of 60 degrees. 6 plus 0 is 6, which is the number of harmony and magnetic flow.
A square is a 90-degree angle. 9 plus 0 is 9. In astrology, a square represents intense friction, a crisis that forces you to change and complete a cycle. which is exactly what the math of 9 does.
A trine is 120 degrees. 1 plus 2 plus 0 is 3. That's the oscillator, representing effortless creative luck. And an opposition is 180 degrees. 1 plus 8 plus 0 is 9. A climax, a culmination.
The planets themselves aren't casting magic spells. They are just physical gears moving into positions that trigger this invisible 369 energy grid draped across the solar system.
And this grid governs massive amounts of time, too. The text points to the precession of the equinoxes, the great year. This is the time it takes for the Earth to complete one massive, slow wobble on its axis. It takes 25,920 years.
Let's do the math on that wobble. 25,920. 2 plus 5 plus 9 plus 2 plus 0 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9.
And we divide that great year into 12 astrological ages, right? Like the age of Pisces that we are leaving or the age of Aquarius we are entering.
Yes, we organize it by our structural container, the number 12. If you divide that massive 25,920-year cycle by 12, you get exactly 2,160 years for each age. Add those up to plus 1 plus 6 plus 0 equals 9. Even history itself is organized by 12 and mathematically powered by the reset energy of 9.
And as we mentioned at the very beginning of this deep dive, it's not just happening over thousands of years, it's happening right now on your wristwatch. 1,440 minutes in a day reduces to 9. 86,400 seconds reduces to 9. Time is not a straight line on a conveyor belt. It is a vibrating loop resetting to a singularity every single day.
It really makes you rethink your entire schedule, doesn't it?
It does. So what does this all mean? We've covered so much ground today. We have the alphabet of 0 through 9. We have the stage of 12. We have the hidden electrical engine of 3, 6, and 9. How can we visualize all of this working together at once?
The source text gives us a truly perfect analogy to synthesize this. Imagine the entire universe and your life within it as a giant complex clock.
Okay, I'm picturing here.
The numbers 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, and 5, that infinite physical doubling loop we talked about, those are the physical gears of the clock. They move matter, they build form, they drive the physical changes in your body and the earthly events in your day-to-day life.
And the number 12 is the clock face, the fixed numbers painted around the edge. It acts as the container, restricting all that chaotic gear movement into comprehensible structural phases like hours and minutes.
Exactly. Then you have the numbers 3, 6, and 9. They are the electrical current plugged into the wall. They are the invisible frequency that determines how fast those gears are allowed to turn. They provide the spiritual purpose and direction behind the movement.
And 0 is the empty space inside the clock housing, the infinite void where the whole mechanism is allowed to exist. And, when you look at reality this way, you can connect it directly to yourself. Think about your astrological birth chart. It isn't a fortune-telling gimmick. It is literally a frozen snapshot of exactly where the physical gears of the solar system were positioned on that 12-fold clock face at the precise second you took your very first breath.
But the crucial takeaway is that the real you is not the gears. Your soul isn't the clock face. The real you is the 369 electrical frequency animating that specific geometric arrangement.
Yeah.
You are the current running through the machine, experiencing the physical loop.
It completely flips how you interact with the world. But it also makes me think about those incredibly mundane moments in our daily lives. We all have periods where we feel completely stuck in a rut, or we experience that really intense, bizarre sensation of déjà vu where it feels like time is looping. Usually we just blame it on brain fog or like needing another cup of coffee.
But if we follow the logic of this cosmic operating system, what if those aren't glitches in your brain? If 9 is the universal reset button, the finish line that consumes everything before forcing a return to the 0 of the void, and our daily minutes and seconds continually reduce to 9, perhaps those moments of feeling hopelessly stuck or experiencing déjà vu are moments where your consciousness temporarily syncs up with the universal 9.
It's the universe forcing a completion in your personal timeline. A cosmic reset button, hiding right there in the mundane seconds of a Tuesday afternoon, preparing you for a new 0 phase.
It's a profound way to look at the struggles and the cycles in our own lives.
It really is. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Tomorrow morning, when you look at the clock on the wall or check your calendar, remember that you aren't just looking at the time. You are looking at the geometric blueprint of the universe itself. Keep questioning the patterns, and we will see you on the next deep dive.